Hello Venti viewers, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be editing this photo that was taken with the new Mavic 3 Pro. I'm going to show you how we got from here to here using Lightroom. So let's dive in. Alright, so first thing, this is 5 images stacked, so it's an HDR image. It's a little dark, so I'm going to bring the brightness up to about 1.48. Right about there, which I know looks super bright. We're going to bring the contrast up to 27 right here. We're going to bring the highlights way down to -97. So that's already looking better. Let's see, shadows. We're going to bring those up to +63 just to really lighten that up. We are going to also adjust the white, so we're going to bring that up to an 8. And then we're going to bring the blacks, which just affects the blacks part of the image. We're going to bring that down to a -14. So this is what we had in the beginning. It's already looking a lot better. Now I really want to give it that nice teal and orange look. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to play with the color a little bit. So first thing, we're going to leave the white balance as shot, which is 3500. We're going to take the tint, leave it to 12, and then we're going to bring up the vibrancy of the color. We're going to bring it up to like a 20, just to really make those colors pop, because I really want this to be a nice colorful image. And then saturation, we're going to bring up just a little bit to a 5. So now we're starting to get some really nice colors in here, but I'm not loving the green that's in the image, so we're going to get rid of that stuff. So we're going to go down here to our color mixer and really start to play with the colors. So the first thing, so this hue only affects the hue of the red. So instead of making an actual red color, I'm going to bring it down a little bit more towards the purple. So now we have that, and then we're going to up the saturation to a 40. We're going to make those reds really pop. Done. We're going to leave the luminance the same, but just for future reference, if you wanted to only affect the luminosity or the brightness of just the red or a specific color, that's how you can adjust the slider right there. So next, with the orange, we're going to bring the hue of it down to a -16, just like that. And then we're going to bring the saturation up to a 33. There we go. So now we're really making those oranges pop. And we're going to leave the luminance the way it is. So we're going to go to yellow. Now, yellow, I really want to give a nice kind of more orange look to it. So we're going to bring that down to about -70. And then we're going to increase the luminance just a little bit to an 11. So next up is green. So green I want to get rid of here. There's some green here. So I'm going to bring that hue all the way down. And notice what it's doing. It's changing it more to a yellow now, which is what we're going for. We're going to leave the saturation and luminance alone on that. Teal, next up. So we're going to change the hue, bring it down to a -5, not too much, just very subtle adjustments here. We're going to bring the saturation up to like a 16, and then bring the luminance down to like a 4, just so it's not too overly exposed. And we'll go with -8, I like that. And then the last one is blue. So this is where we're going to have a lot of effect. Notice we can make it really teal or really purple. It totally changes the colors of the image. We're going to bring it down to a -26 is what I found that I really liked. So there we go. So this is what we started with, right? This is where we are so far. There's a few more things that I want to do. I'm really liking this image, the way we're editing it so far. So next up is we're going to go down here to the effects. Now I like a lot of texture. I like a really sharp image, so I'm going to bring it up to 44. And if we zoom in a little bit, I'll kind of show you what this is doing. So here's without, here's with. Just kind of cuts down on a little bit of the haze. This downtown has a lot of haze in it. There we go. So now we're looking pretty good. So let's zoom back out. And then the next thing is the clarity. So we're going to bring the clarity up too. Now that's, see what that's doing. That's really changing. If we want to give it like a very glowy look, we can, but I wanted to keep that at about a +20 right there. So that adds more clarity to the image and the small details. All right, so that's about as much as I want to do to the whole image. Now we're going to do some more fine edits. We're going to go here to the masking tool. We're going to brush. Now I want to affect certain parts of the image. So I want to affect the building parts right here. Some of these windows. So I'm just going to color this stuff in. And as you color things in, it becomes red because that's the only part of the image that you'll be affecting. I'm just going to speed this up a bit. All right, so now that I've selected only these specific parts in the image, what I wanted to do was give it a little bit of a cooler temperature. So we're going to bring it down to about a -50, -60, right? And you can see that it's only affecting the parts of the image that I chose, right? So if we want to get a little bit more warmer, but I wanted to give the roads and some of the buildings a little bit of a cooler vibe, so we're going to change that. And then I also brought the shadows up to about a 15. So that way it only affects the shadows in those specific areas. And then we're going to add one more mask, one more brush mask to our road. So I want the roads to be a little bit warmer, like right in here. There isn't really a lot of color in there, and I want to give it more this color over here, this orange color. So I'm just going to select the roads right now. We'll just speed this up. All right, so now that we have the road selected, we're just going to bring up the temperature just a little bit. You can see how it affects just that part of the image, and I want to give it nice warm tone so we have nice teal and orange look with our image. And that's about it. So we went from this, it's really dark, not really exciting image, it's kind of cool, but to this. So what a difference that makes. So that's it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.